It started with a scream that didn't belong in a quiet Sunday morning. My 5-year-old son, Noah, was standing in our driveway, frozen like a deer in headlights, clutching his toy fire truck. Two men in fake police uniforms were yelling at him, their voices sharp and cruel, ordering him to step away from the property. For a moment, my mind couldn't process what I was seeing. I thought maybe they were real officers, but something was off. No squad car, no badges, no professionalism, just arrogance and aggression. I bolted out the front door, shouting for them to back away. But before I could reach Noah, one of them jabbed a finger toward him and barked, "This neighborhood is under HOA jurisdiction." No unauthorized activity on the driveways. My wife Rachel came out behind me. Her voice was calm but carried a weight that could cut through chaos. "Get away from my son," she said. Now, most people wouldn't know it by looking at her. Rachel's the kind of woman who blends in at PTA meetings, always with a warm smile and soft tone. But there's a fire behind her eyes, a fire that came from 10 years of military service as a sniper. She didn't brag about it, never brought it up, but that discipline and alertness never left her. And that morning, I saw the soldier wake up again. The taller man smirked at her. "Lady, we're with the HOA security enforcement team. You people can't park toys or play equipment on the driveway. It's a violation." He waved a clipboard in her face, but I saw the fake emblem, printed off a computer, laminated cheaply. I picked Noah up, his small hands shaking. He whispered, "Daddy, they were yelling at me." My heart broke in that instant. No parent should have to see fear like that in their child's eyes. Rachel's voice dropped low. "You've got 10 seconds to leave." The shorter guy laughed. "Or what? You gonna write us a ticket?" That was the last mistake they made that day. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. She simply took one step forward, and her eyes locked onto the one holding the clipboard. Her body straightened, shoulders squared, breathing steady. The air shifted. I'd seen that look once before, years ago when we first met, and she told me about a night in Kandahar. She didn't need a weapon to be dangerous. The taller guy's smirk faltered. "Look, we're just enforcing—" "Enforcing what?" she snapped, taking another step forward. "You're trespassing on private property, intimidating a child, impersonating officers, and violating at least 3 federal laws." The men exchanged a glance. The shorter one muttered, "Let's go, man." But the tall one was stubborn. He sneered. "You people think you're above the rules. HOA sent us—" Rachel held up her phone. "Good." Smile for the camera she'd already been recording since the moment she walked outside. "And when the police get here, they'll be interested to see your fake badges." They froze. She had them cornered. I could hear the fear creeping into their voices now. When the real police arrived 15 minutes later, those fake HOA cops were pale and silent. Turns out they weren't even with the HOA. They were contractors hired by the HOA president, who had a personal grudge against us because we refused to join her neighborhood beautification committee. Basically, she wanted control over everyone's property and used intimidation to get it. But she picked the wrong family to mess with. When the officers questioned Rachel, she handed them the footage. Clear, close-up shots of the men's faces, their fake badges, and their threats toward Noah. The cops didn't waste time. They cuffed the imposters right there in front of the house. Noah clung to Rachel's leg, still trembling. She knelt down, brushed his hair back, and whispered, "You're safe now, baby. Nobody's ever going to hurt you again." Over the next few days, the whole neighborhood started talking. Some of the neighbors who had been afraid to speak out against the HOA finally came forward. Turns out that same security team had harassed multiple families, telling them they'd be fined for things like hanging American flags or letting kids chalk on sidewalks. Rachel organized a neighborhood meeting. It wasn't her usual scene, but she stood in front of 30 people and told them what had happened. Every detail. Her voice didn't shake once. "Fear only grows when good people stay silent," she said. "If we want a community worth living in, we have to stand together." The HOA president tried to deny everything until the police report surfaced. When confronted with evidence, she resigned immediately, claiming miscommunication. Her resignation letter didn't fool anyone. Within weeks, the entire HOA board was replaced, and the neighborhood voted to remove the security enforcement program altogether. But what stood out most wasn't revenge. It was how Rachel handled it afterward. She didn't gloat, didn't lash out. She spent the next few weekends organizing a kids' safety workshop at the community center. She wanted every child in the neighborhood to know they could speak up when they felt unsafe. One evening, a neighbor stopped by, a father from 2 houses down. His daughter had also been yelled at by those same fake enforcers months earlier. He told Rachel, "You didn't just protect your son, you protected all of ours." That night, as we tucked Noah into bed, he whispered, "Mommy's a hero." Rachel smiled softly. "No, sweetheart. Heroes are just people who refuse to look away." The words stayed with me. You see, what happened that morning wasn't just about fake cops or HOA drama. It was about courage, about standing up when someone crosses the line, no matter how small or powerful they seem. Rachel taught me that strength isn't measured by how loud you shout or how hard you hit. It's measured by how firmly you protect what's right. And though she never missed in her years behind a rifle, that day she hit something far more important. She struck fear into bullies who thought power came from a badge or a rule book. But the truth is, power comes from love. And Rachel never missed when it came to protecting that.